Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here on week 3 with the Mi 10 Pro, and this device has been a joy to use. I'm absolutely loving Xiaomi's latest flagship series, from the gorgeous design to this beautiful 90Hz eye-popping 6.67-inch display to just raw awesome performance of the Snapdragon 865 and support for all future 5G networks. Really great speakers top and bottom, and a 108 megapixel main sensor and camera sensor set that just keeps getting better and better with every update. And the good news is now, guys, we have a global release for this phone on March 27th, but we also now have an India release, at least for the Mi 10, which is the slightly cheaper version of this Mi 10 Pro, coming to India on March 31st. But now today's video isn't so much about this Mi 10 Pro, but it's more about the competition, because we do have some phones on the market like the Realme X2 Pro and the Mi 9T Pro that I think are offering tremendous value. And a lot of the questions I've been getting from you guys is, should I pick up one of these previous generation phones that are still offering tremendous value? This Realme X2 Pro, for example, I can now get in Hong Kong for 3,000 Hong Kong dollars. We're talking $400 US for a 90Hz refresh rate, Snapdragon 855 plus device. But we also have phones like the upcoming Redmi K30 Pro that I want to bring into this conversation and just really see, where does the Mi 10 or Mi 10 Pro fit in your buying decision of these awesome phones. So starting with the previous generation, we have what I consider the two best phones of 2019 in terms of affordable flagships, the Realme X2 Pro and the Mi 9T Pro. Both of these phones had top-of-the-line processors, terrific AMOLED displays with the 90Hz on the X2 Pro being the standout, and decent cameras for the time, 48 megapixels on the Mi 9T Pro and 64 on this Realme X2 Pro. I really now consider the X2 Pro was ahead of its time, and it is just offering a terrific value, and a lot of you guys are probably still considering this phone in many markets, especially now that the global version is a lot easier to get. But the Mi 9T Pro was my phone of the year 2019, and for the combination of one of the most gorgeous backs on any phone to that uninterrupted bezel-less look, this phone was a major seller for Xiaomi, and it really undercut, I believe, the flagship Mi 9 of last year. So what has Xiaomi done this year? This Mi 10 Pro is the uncompromised flagship of flagships for Xiaomi, and that means they have put the best of the best in this device. But it will cost you. This coming in at $715 might just put it in a category that is separate from these two phones. I've seen deals of the Mi 9T Pro now for around 350 euros, or in that 350 to 400 US dollar price range. And that is a pretty big jump we're talking about between this Mi 10 Pro or even the regular Xiaomi Mi 10. So when it comes down to the previous generation phones versus the Mi 10 Pro, it's going to come down to a value perspective. Do you value those improvements that are available on the Mi 10 Pro? If you don't, then you're better probably off sticking with one of the previous generation phones. They're getting software updates all the time. In fact, the Realme X2 Pro just picked up a software update, and the Mi 9T Pro is getting updates on MIUI 11 all the time. They will still offer terrific value in 2020. But now, what about upcoming releases, namely the Redmi K30 Pro? And the K30 Pro will be the second series of a phone that will come out from Xiaomi with the Snapdragon 865. We've seen from the recent renders, it is looking like a terrific device, evoking a lot of that pop-up selfie magic that we saw on the Mi 9T Pro. And that gorgeous uninterrupted bezel, no notch, no punch hole, is going to make a lot of you guys very happy. With an AMOLED display size the same as the Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro, 5G, and AnTuTu scores over 600,000, this phone is gonna fly. It even has UFS 3.1 storage, something that even this Mi 10 Pro cannot count on, as it is limited to 3.0. But let's face it, it is now confirmed the major elephant in the room for a lot of you guys on this K30 Pro is going to be the refresh rate. And I talked about this in my previous video. Now let's face it, 90Hz AMOLED is still what I consider the gold standard of a display panel specs in 2020. And so when the 60Hz was confirmed for the Redmi K30, I was definitely a little disappointed. I would have loved to see a 90Hz refresh rate on that phone. But let's face it, guys, this is their flagship phone, the Mi 10 Pro, Pro is pretty much all the bells and whistles, and did you really expect that Xiaomi was going to include that flagship feature on their affordable flagship phone? The Mi 10 Pro and Mi 10 series are clearly aimed at the flagship market, and they're going to be going toe-to-toe globally with phones like the OnePlus 7T, the 7T Pro, and the upcoming OnePlus 8 series. And let's face it, because this phone is $715, that means that the Redmi K30 is going to come at a much lower price point to be able to justify its existence. And I've seen reports recently of the phone being launched at around the 3,200 yuan mark. I hope they can hit that 3,000 mark for this Redmi K30 Pro, because then you are undercutting the Mi 10 series by a significant amount. And in that case, the 60 Hz refresh rate on that phone will be less of an issue. And let's face it, guys, has the refresh rate on the K20 and Mi 9T series been so bad? Has this display been that terrible? It has not. In fact, I find myself picking up this Mi 9T Pro more often than not because of this just gorgeous uninterrupted display. It is still such a joy to use in 2020, and I highly recommend this phone still to most users who want a great deal on an affordable flagship phone. And so if that's the case with this phone, I'm certain that the Redmi K30 Pro is going to please a lot of you out there who have really just been wanting a true successor to this Mi 9T Pro. I, for one, am one of those people. But as it relates to the Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro series versus this K30 Pro, it's also going to be a pricing consideration. Now, for you guys in India, you won't really have the option of this Mi 10 Pro, which is unfortunate because I do think you should be able to get a flagship and pay whatever you want to pay if you want it. But the Mi 10 regular is still a terrific device, and I can start to see the strategy here that Xiaomi is implementing. You have your flagship phone with all the flagship features, including the 90 Hz refresh rate, improved cameras, improved fast charging, improved dual speakers, and just a better flagship experience. And then Redmi really becomes the affordable flagship brand, and the Redmi K30 Pro looks poised to be that phone in 2020 for the Redmi brand. But let's face it, guys, 3 weeks in, this Mi 10 Pro has been a terrific device, and I'm so excited for all of you guys to finally get a chance to use this phone in global markets. You're gonna love it. Trust me, guys, it is a keeper. But hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear, are you considering one of the previous generation phones over this Mi 10 series or the upcoming Redmi K30? Or are your eyes set on this Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro beauty? Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. And that's right, guys, big releases coming in the next couple weeks, so stay tuned. It's gonna be a fun one. So that's it. Stay happy, stay healthy, guys, and this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.